That's the story. Okay, so thank you very much. Do we have questions, ladies and gentlemen? If I have not bored you to death.
So the floor is open for a lot of questions. I hope you guys understood that. So if you have a lot of questions, if you have a couple of questions, please don't be shy to ask. We're waiting for questions. Actually, while some of them are thinking of questions, I also have a question, Sir Jag.
Oh.
But during the presentation, how do you handle, what do we call this? Hecklers, or kunyari, you're presenting to a boss and then they suddenly ask you or they make bara. Tama ba yun? Ay, hindi yan okay. Ganyan. How do you deal with people like that?
It's very case to case. But most important thing is that, well, first of all, is you keep your composure. You maintain your composure. Not easy. It's so much easier than I have lost my composure on stage numerous times. I do not suffer fools gladly, and the bigger the audience, the more fools. And so you manage. You have to manage it. So it involves listening as well. What are they asking? Why are they commenting? So let's say there's a boss, and the boss makes you bara. Let's say you're presenting, okay? So we're going to be anchoring on the Windows XP platform and all of that. And the guy goes, we haven't used Windows XP in 15 years. That's your fault. Hindi ka nag-research. Okay? Now, if you know that you're using the XP platform, then you say that's exactly it, sir. We haven't used the XP platform in 15 years. But by going back to the XP platform, then we're able to use a tried and tested light infrastructure that is more than capable of being handled by today's technology, which means that we're not introducing an OS that is going to be heavy, resource heavy, or technical heavy, blah, 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 blah. So you see there are two ways of doing it. It's because you didn't do your research, you're screwed, diba? Or you actually know the answer. So answer, but composure, you keep it all inside, you know? You do not go on the microphone and say, oh shit, parang beauty pageant, diba? What is the essence of the woman? Deep down, you're smiling and you're doing this and all of that. But deep down inside, you're going, putang ina, ano yun? So, composure. Smile pa rin. And now, hecklers. Hecklers are KSP. They need attention. So, give them the attention. Hecklers are usually cowards that use the anonymity of the crowd or mob mentalities to make their comments. So give it to them. Put the spotlight to them. Diba? For example, let's say, I'm here to present to you today the wonderful thing that is Google Circles. You guys remember Google Circles? Diba? Google Circles, for those that are not familiar, was a totally ugly failed experiment of Google trying to do their own Facebook. Not even the Google employees used Google Circles. It was that bad. It was that, So, ayan na. We already have a comment on Google Circles, diba? So if I was I'm presenting I'm presenting the wonderful world that is Google Circles, and then somebody in the back goes, support naman yan eh. Pangit naman yung platform eh. Okay, I have to sell it, right? It's my job to sell Google Circles. So I'll put it back to you. Okay, sir, why is it such a bad platform? Parang bully lang yan eh. When you call them out, when you ask them to put their money where their mouth is, they're usually, ay, hindi, pangit eh, walang gumagamit eh. That's exactly it. Nobody's using it. Maybe you just don't know. Baka hindi mo lang kasi nintindihan how wonderful Google Circles can be. Pero pangit kasi, because what? That's change is always different. So, di ba? You're just spinning it around and around. But the thing is, you're giving him the time. Sige nga, magsalita ka. Put your money where your mouth is. So it's management. It's keeping your calm, keeping your composure. It's managing and understanding where it is these people are coming from. Not very easy to do when you're on stage and doing these things live as it's happening. Sadly, it needs some sort of practice. But ultimately, it's keeping calm when shit is hitting the fan. Oh, there's also the tip. If you're in front of a crowd that you're familiar with, usually office, or let's say in school, right? You're presenting in front of faculty. So you've been there for years, people have been there for years. If you know people that are going to be coops, if you know that there are people in the audience, you know, I was like, oh my God, this guy showed up, he's going to be a heckler, or he's going to be an a-hole. Manage it. Don't allow him to speak. Or if when you do, you know that he's going to hog the microphone. Kasi may mga taong ganon. Their microphone hogs. We have to know how to be able to say, okay, we'll discuss that later. We will flesh that out in detail later. You move back to your original discussion. Stay true to the vision. Yeah. Anything else?
Actually, if you don't mind, Sir Jag, I have another.
Go lang.
Keep this moving. What if I'm shy? How do you build up that confidence? You know, some of the creatives, that's mostly their problem. Shy in talking. Like, kunyari, my students, a lot of them are always shy, like introvert. How do they build up that confidence in talking?
Well, it's something that has to be practiced. No, there's no shortcut. You have to practice it. It begins with knowing what's your problem, what's your malfunction. And this is especially for students. Hey, I'm shy. No, don't give me that I'm shy. What is it that is the problem? Oh, it's because I'm not good in English. Okay. Then we work on that. Specificity. Be specific. Because if you're just going to say, hey, I'm an introvert. So many people are introverts, but they're brilliant public speakers. Introvertness, it does not preclude you from being a public speaker. So what is it about your introvertness that you don't like? Maybe you have anxiety, you're agoraphobic, you don't like crowds. Then if you know that that's the problem, then manage that. If somebody's going to invite you, you're going to address you're going to be doing the graduation speech for 3,000 people, but you're agoraphobic, you cannot handle people. Then maybe then address that. Maybe make it via video and start right off. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I'm addressing you today via video conference for the simple reason that I cannot stand people. And then make that the spin. Okay? My biggest struggle in college was people. I am agoraphobic, but I had to overcome it and all of that. And it's my teachers. I thank my teachers, and ito gonna ba excel. Now I'm the magna cum laude because I never came out. I never had friends. Whatever. Diba? Your language, your bulol, you stutter. Okay? Then manage that. Now, if it cannot be managed, it's stuttering. It's a physical thing, or you cannot solve that overnight. Then find a way, manage it so that you can achieve what you have to achieve. Again, notice these production houses that would hire me. Okay? They hired me specifically because they are unable to do the pitch themselves. That's their problem. It's not them being shy. It's just that they were not effective in selling the concept. So find someone who's going to do it. Bring Jag in, brief him on the materials, get him involved with the conceptualization, with the concept planning, and make him sell it to the client. Because he knows how to sell it to the client. He knows how to make it sellable. He can make it exciting or interesting or tasteful for the client. So if you're not able to do it, you're a brilliant designer, you're a brilliant filmmaker, but you cannot for the life of you pitch. You cannot speak publicly. You see 3 people in a crowd and you're blah 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 blah. Then find someone to do it. Manage your problems. Understand what the problem is, and then work on that. Manage it. Don't just say, I don't like it. I'm shy. Or then starve. Or, go work. Go work for somebody who's just going to tell you what to do and you're never going to see the light of day. Kaway-kaway sa mga video editors. Diba? Work in a cave. But if you feel that you need to present or you want to move up in the world, you have to learn how to present to people. If you cannot learn, or if you cannot find alternative solutions to achieving. But don't give up just because you're an introvert. Any more?
Thank you, Sir Jag, for answering those questions. So are there any more questions from the participants? Or if you have none, just that you don't have any questions.
Yeah, if we're good, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no more questions, thank you very much. Thank you again to the Multimedia Arts Association of the Philippines for this kind invitation.
We have a chat. Right?
Yeah, follow them on Facebook and everywhere else where you can follow people.
We have a chat for Anya and Joyreen. Oh, thank you, sir. Actually, yeah.
Shout out to Anya because Anya is one of my biggest fans. I love Anya.
Hi, Anya. Yay, thanks for the shout out. So if you don't have any more questions, actually, if you have something to say, like comments on the lecture, actually, I really learned so much from you, Sir Jag, and I hope a lot of you got as well from this lecture. Meron ba kayong last concluding final for the audiences?
Me? Closing remarks ba? Well, yeah, good luck. Remember, it's a lot, but remember what the purposes of things are. The story is there for emotion. The facts are there for information. The structure is there so that there is like a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. So that's ultimately what you're doing with this whole pitching thing. Okay, just when you put them together, when you're trying to achieve a certain objective, whether it's to sell a vacuum cleaner or land a film project or get a producer, it all boils down to how you tell that story and how you get that listener involved and engaged in the story. Stories sell. That's why we're in the, that's why we elect the leaders, or our countrymen elect the leaders that they elect, because there is a story somewhere that sells to them. So if it works for them, it will also work for you. Oh yeah, no. Closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Sir Jag. We all learned so much. Some of the things to remember is to listen, to help keep it connected, clear, concise, and take good importance to your story. Each and every one of you learned a lot. If you have questions, don't hesitate to message us in our social media. Sir Jag will answer it for us. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining and participating in our very first MAAP Talks. And we will be having more MAAP Talks soon. I hope you watch out for it. And thank you, everyone. I hope you keep safe and stay at home. Bye.